Hey Earthlings!
Hello everybody.
So now we live here in nature. We don't have an alarm to wake up. We have friends around us, and we have abundance of time to experience so many things, to go so many places and so many journeys, and to experience everything our heart seeks. But we have paid high price for it, not in terms of money, but in terms of letting go, tears, processes, and relieving so much pain and purging a lot. So in this video, we will share with you what we had to let go of in order to have this beautiful life that we have right now.
And why we are choosing it regardless of everything we had to sacrifice. And this is not a journey that is all roses. It's not like we're just like dancing in the flower fields all day, you know, like any journey, it's full of challenges, and it's about together overcoming those challenges, learning from them. It's a constant learning process.
This is the start of something new. This is the start of something magical. This is the start of something new. This is the start of something true.
Being where I am was not always easy. It came with a lot of challenges and a lot of things to let go. For example, one of the things, I was a teacher. I teach computer science, programming, and many other skills for students, and I was very comfortable in my job. I was well paid. Had a lot of holidays. I was comfortable with the social security and health care that I was provided to, and ability to do many things on the side. So having those security make me feel like, oh, it's so difficult to leave my job and go to the unknown. Another thing I was also working in Switzerland with really good job, and I could, if I put my energy in it, I could sustain this job and have it for a longer time. But I feel there's something in it didn't feel fulfilling to my soul. There's something on a feeling soul level, feel this is not the right place for me. So that was a big shift for me, because I saw how the economic and how the financial system is just sucking our energy in to feels like a black hole, and I didn't want to be part of that. But in the same time, I didn't know what to do else. So there was a process of years of healing and unfolding and knowing who I am and what's my worth. If I wouldn't have this certificate in IT, this bachelor degree, who I am, what I would do to the world, what's my value, and that bring me a lot of questioning myself, questioning my worth, questioning my relationship to others, and what can I bring to the world that is fulfilling for me and fulfilling for others and bring more well-being.
Yeah, I have a master's degree in business. And
we're not hippies.
I barely used that degree, but I did work for a couple of years in the field. And for the first year it was exciting, but slowly, after the first year already, it's like my soul started to wither away. And I knew before I took that job that that's not my path, but I didn't really know what else to do. And as I quit that job,
I remember before you quit the job, we were friends back then, and I could see how she's so exhausted. If we met during the week, she would be so exhausted. If you meet, she would be like really tired to meet, but when we meet, she would be like so exhausted and out of energy, and she only had time to meet at the weekend.
I was selling my time, which is my precious life force energy, in exchange for security and money. And as I quit that job, I knew that that's the way I need to go, but I had no idea what I was gonna do. I had no idea if I was gonna make enough money. I faced my own sense of low self-worth, not knowing who I am, not knowing what I have to offer. And also there was that fear of, now I'm missing that train forever. I'm getting out of that career train forever. And witnessing my friends from university progressing, becoming managers, earning 5K a month plus. And meanwhile, I'm sitting at home figuring out what am I to do with my life, knowing that that train will be gone forever.
That's very uncomfortable to process and to witness for me. I remember we did many processes about what you really want and the pain of, or the fear of letting go and losing the security, that the assurance that everybody in society is doing that. So if we don't do the same, we are risking something really, really valuable to lose.
Right, I would miss out on something that I can never have again I had the biggest struggle with my ego there, because my ego didn't want to be less than the other people. It didn't want to be the loser who like was trying out something alternative and then failed.
Yeah.
And yet I knew in my heart that that's the only way. I knew that I can't go back. And this was the biggest test of all. And this is, I believe, a test that many of us have to face, is being willing to let the ego crumble, being willing to step into the unknown and the mystery, and simply trusting and following the call, even if you have no idea what's going to happen. And of course there are all the other things, right? Like the approval that we get, the belonging that we feel with the group of, for example, for me, with my old group of friends, which later on I realized that as I follow my heart more and more, we're totally incompatible. Like it's not a group that I fit in. But it's the unknown of like, will I ever even find my tribe? I'm letting go of this thing. And yet that is the test that many of us have to face, is like, you don't need to go where you're even going. The whole point is embarking on the journey, to say yes to the journey, into the mystery, into following your heart. And the whole test in that is trust.
And before moving to the social aspect that we had to let go, if you really feel called to move in this path and really be in alignment with your journey, with what your soul calling, we have a group session where we guide people in a journey to find out what are those hooks that keep us back in the old paradigm, keep us hold back in the old paradigm. So more information about this you can find in the description below. Talking about the social belonging was so difficult also for me, because who you are if you're not your job, you're not this position, you're not the money, you can't identify with how much you earn, you can't identify with the house, with the fancy car.
How am I gonna measure my value now?
So I know it's very uncomfortable, but it's so rewarding, and the way we feel so free nowadays with our life, with having no alarm to wake up, with having time to prepare our food, with so much presence and so much love and quality time with our friends, and in the same time feel abundant. Not money abundant only, but time abundant, relationship abundant, freedom abundant.
Yeah, money is not abundance, guys. Money is one tool to get abundance.
It's actually part of the grid, part of the control system.
It is one tool to get material abundance, but true abundance is something else, guys. It's like
just breathing. You can feel the air. You can enjoy every single moment of your life, not worrying that this will end and you have to go back to 9-to-5 job after the weekend.
Yeah, abundance is freedom. Abundance is time. Abundance is being able to enjoy. And so why would we choose this path even though there were so many sacrifices? And by the way, we haven't reached some end goal.
It's not about end goal. This is one thing you realize. It's not about like reaching something. It's part of the old paradigm. Like you have to do something to reach something. It's a whole shift in the way we see the world. It's a whole shift of like, oh, I'm here in front of the camera talking and representing an idea for you. It's a whole different dynamic of enjoying in this moment. Later I will be enjoying laying down in the sun or under a tree, and maybe later making food. It's just like those small things that make up to our life, and then connecting, visiting friends, driving somewhere in the wild. All these little details that make really alternative life worth living.
And it's not only the enjoyment, guys. There is a greater purpose as well, and many of us actually crave for that purpose. That's why we are sometimes stuck in work as well, because we don't know any other purpose. And it gives some kind of fulfillment to say, okay, I know my purpose in this company, I know how I contribute in this company or in this job. But it might not be the soul calling, it might not be the fullest use of our gifts actually, but the reason like that fulfills that masculine part of us, that craves for purpose. But there is a greater purpose as well that we need to all discover, and we can discover.
The divine purpose, why your soul come here.
Yes, and that is a journey. That's the mysterious journey to embark on that will unfold. And it's not like you will one day wake up and just see it. It unfolds all the time, and maybe you think you've uncovered something amazing, and next year it's even better, or there is another branch to that tree.
And you will find no real fulfillment in your life if you're fulfilling somebody else's purpose, whether it's your company, somebody else's company, working for the government, working for entity that's not aligned with your vision and value.
And we're not saying you can't find your purpose that way, because I do believe that your purpose can fit perfectly in that specific time and space
if you share the values
to work with that vision that your company holds or your position holds. So why it's worth it despite all the sacrifice? You know, because at one point when you begin to realize your true values, when you do enough inner work that you begin to feel your heart, it's so incredibly painful to go against your heart. Like the pain and suffering that comes with that, it's like you have to completely either numb yourself and distract yourself and live in that kind of way where you drink alcohol all the time to suppress that pain. It's so painful that at some point it becomes the only choice, is to go towards your heart calling. And when you do that, it means saying no to everything that does not align with your heart calling.
So beautiful, I'm getting goosebumps.
And nothing, guys, is more rewarding than having that intimate connection with your own heart and listening and taking those steps that your heart is calling you to take. And of course, we're not perfectly in that. Sometimes we still act from the old programming. We go into like this fear-based thinking and we take action from that, and then afterwards we realize, we were acting from fear or from like the mind. But we're learning, and that's the journey.
And it's a beautiful journey. It's a beautiful process of like recognizing, we went a little bit off track, or a little bit more off track, and now come back. And with the coming back, there is so much freedom and so much like meaningful encounter with finding the way back.
And it's like a journey of finding the true meaning of things, because that's often what people suffer from, and people who are depressed suffer from, is the sense of meaninglessness, purposelessness. And that's because we've created societies and systems where we don't, like, things that we do don't make sense. We don't feel our purpose as a human here. Humans are not a parasite on this earth, guys. We have a purpose. Like an apple tree gives apples. Ants have their place in the ecosystem, like birds. Humans have a place, and yet we have completely forgotten.
We are misplaced.
We are misplaced. We misplaced ourselves. So the journey is to remember, what is our place here as a humanity? What is my place
as an individual?
My
also.
role as a female incarnation, and as well as an individual.
And many of those patterns that we really face in our life that hold us back are actually related to the schooling system, and we have made a whole video about this thing. So if you want to see why we believe the school have screwed you over, check out this video. It's really cool. Make you laugh also.
And a big part of that is as well, like as you remember and rediscover what matters, we are learning to relate again to each other. We are remembering what it means to be a human, actually, in this wonderfully vulnerable body, and being interrelational. And like we have this illusion in society oftentimes that we can be independent, that we can live without needing others as long as we have enough money. That's an illusion.
That's a big manipulation, actually, because it just keeps you in a rat race, trying to make more money, so you are more independent and more free. But this is all illusion. You can't be independent without having real connection to people. You can't really be safe by making more money. Yes, you might have a better security system in your home, higher walls, but this is not the real security. Real security is when you walk everywhere feeling safe in your neighborhood, with your relationship, because you know the place, you know the people, you know the trees, you know the animals. And this is the life we want to create for ourselves, not a life that making more money to making our home more secure, to pay for services so we are not dependent on our friend who is just living next by and ask him for favor. This is not a real growth and abundant.
It's a very humbling journey to remember what it means to be human, because it's remembering that we depend on each other. It's about recognizing that we're vulnerable alone, and our true power is in working together, learning to depend on each other in a healthy way, learning to collaborate. And that's like kind of like cuts out the ego, because the ego wants it to be about me and what I accomplished. But in that, it's more about, it becomes a we, not in the expense of the me, because every me has a place. in that way, their unique place, but still it's like this beautiful, co-creative dance. And if you feel like you need support in this journey, in a couple of weeks we're gonna host a group healing session, and the topic of that is gonna be finding the hooks that keep us in the old, that no longer serves us. Because many of us, we feel that calling, we feel that we want to step into something new and more expansive, yet there's something that holds us back. So we have done a lot of shadow work on ourselves, and we want to help you guys to also see what it is for you uniquely that holds you back, and we help you to unhook that, that you can start to, unfold more into your real mission and start aligning yourself.
So that's for you, if you really feel ready for a deep journey within, to meet this part of you who really crave for expansion and new path for your journey, and facing those hooks or these parts who are still attached to the old paradigm, who are still attached to your old life, that won't let you move forward and let you take the steps in the unknown. And if you feel called to be in our group, there's a beautiful people coming to our online event, and we'd love you to be part of this.
So if something resonates with you or doesn't resonate with you, or you have a question, please let us know in the comments. We read all the comments and we try to answer them all. And subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And you can support our channel by sharing it, by liking it. We appreciate that. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
See you next time.
Ooh. What is this?
What?